Hey guys, in today's video, we're gonna be cleaning our C cars. This is what you'll basically need, and you're gonna need some microfiber towels. If you don't have them, any towel works. Now today, we're gonna be cleaning Bruce, so he gets his special towel, that he got for his birthday. So let's get into the video. All right, Bruce, you ready? All right, so I recently just cleaned Bruce's body, so we won't go ahead and do that. We'll clean a different body, but you don't wanna keep cleaning bodies every day. It's not good for the paint if you paint him like this. So you can see Bruce is all musty, crusty, and needs a loving clean. So we're gonna go ahead and get him what he deserves. So first up, we gotta take the tires off. My guy, your tires are well on there today. Now, what I'll do to Bruce is I'll look at each and every bearing, take these off, and make sure none of them are shot. So let's go ahead and do that. Any flathead will help to just kind of, I guess, pry this off, I guess. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand, kind of need to. All right, so I just took this little clip off, undo that, and this bearing looks perfect because I just replaced this like a week ago. So there should be no problems with my bearings, but we'll go ahead and do it for the video. Now this one looks a little crusty, but if I wipe it off and get it cleaned, it'll look perfectly new. Now, each of my cars have a monthly deep clean, which means I replace all the diff fluid, all the shock fluid, all the bearings, and stuff like that. And Bruce just had his, so he doesn't really need much, but we'll go ahead and do it again to film it for you guys. Now, in order to clean the bearings, I'm gonna go ahead and take off these top pins and then swing out these arms so I can take the drive shafts out. All right, I put Bruce on a stool so I can show you guys before and after. So there's before on that hub. We're just gonna kind of take a detour of Bruce. You guys can get a better view of him. It's a new front bumper because I kind of destroyed it. So this side broke, so I have to get a new one of those. But it's very dirty, disgusting, and it's got a lot of leaves and stuff from bashing it there. Needs a new spur, but I have to wait till that comes in. So there's before. Now after this clean, I'll show you an after. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, get to removing the drive shafts, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so I removed the pins that were in the arms, and I removed the toe link so I can go ahead and clean the belt crank a lot easier. Because cleaning a belt crank helps save servos, let me just say that. Then I have this arm that's loose, and you don't really need to clean the bottom arms that much. It's pretty easy. It also just helps keep the shock in place. But now you can basically just remove the drive shafts if you took them off. Oops, there you go. And you can see how much grime that has, so we'll go ahead and clean those too. Alrighty, all drive shafts are out, looking as ugly as they can possibly get. This one, the bearing got stuck on it, so we'll have to pry that off. But the reason I have this one red is because it's the only part that's on Bruce that's original, and it's the only part that you don't really need to upgrade from red to blue. And I was just like, okay, it's cool. I'll keep one part the same. So there's Bruce with no drive shafts. Now we're gonna bring this outside and clean it. So how I clean these is I put them in a microfiber towel. They don't all have to be pointing the same way, but it just kind of helps. And then I kind of just wrap them up. Tuck one, wrap the other, tuck one, wrap the other, like so. Fold the top, and then I just put this in a bucket of simple green. If you don't have a bucket, you can just get this ramp wet with simple green, and that works too. Now, if you're just getting your rag wet with simple green and just spraying some on it, you're gonna have to deconstruct these, and they're pretty easy. You just take the pins out, but I just did that a few days ago, so this works. Now, if it's heavy grime and you need to scrub it, then go ahead and don't use a rag situation, but I'm basically just gonna toss them in there for a little bit and see you in like 10 minutes. Now, before we start on Bruce, we wanna take all the bearings out so I can put them in a container and clean those as well. Just for the sake of time, it does help if you wanna just chuck it in the bin because this is gonna take me longer. So why not have parts soak in the bin while I'm recording a video? Now, because it's Bruce and Bruce deserves best, Bruce is gonna be getting some new bearings. Some are blown open and some are not, but he deserves best, so he's getting some. But some people don't have extra bearings and they want to kind of save money on this cleaning part. Well, I can help you right now. What you want to do is take your bearings, get like a cup, but this is easier to show you. Either what you want is some WD-40 lubricant or some Liberty oil, and this stuff is so good. It unseizes bearings like there's no tomorrow. And literally, just put it on. Now, you're not cleaned yet. It just helps soak and get those balls moving. Sounded bad, but trust me, it's RC. Now you're gonna have it soak for about 10 minutes. Once that's done, then we can clean them. But for the people that are replacing all the bearings, this is a lot easier. But if you want to save money, the other way works just as fine. All right, now we're gonna move this thing outside. What you're gonna need to move outside also is some towels, but I'm bringing Bruce's, and a bottle of Simple Green. Alrighty, so this is how I like to clean. Take my towel, put it somewhere where it won't get wet, and hang up my car like on a wall. I have 2 little pegs here, and that helps me, but you can do it on the ground. It's just not as inconvenient. It's not as convenient. And when I'm cleaning, I have the air compressor on, so I'm probably gonna play music and do a voiceover. If you do not have an air compressor, you're gonna have to take all of the electronics out and dry them off by hand, because it's gonna be, you have to dry every electronic, or it's not gonna work as well, or it won't even work. So first up, I'll flip that on, and then I'll airbrush it first to get all the dirt off, or like the loose dirt, like I can see some leaves and stuff. Get those off, because it's kind of hard to get them off when it's wet. So let's go do that. Gotta plug it in first, my goodness. How convenient is that? Okie dokie, now that the air compressor is going, let's go ahead and clean these bearings. I want you to take your bearings from here and move them to here. Now you could do one at a time. I'm actually gonna do that because you don't really want to rush it on a bearing. And just kind of get in there. And while you're cleaning it, turn the bearing like this. So you're getting all the balls that are moving, and you're making it clean. There's your bearing. Now let's do it to some more disgusting ones. So here we go. Clean it. You can see all of that grossness that was attached, and it looks way better. Now you can go more detailed in cleaning it, but for now this is what I'm gonna do because I'm recording and I want to keep this fast-paced. Okie dokie, so those are your bearings now. Now I'm gonna get some WD-40 lubricant. This is the one you'll want. I'll link all these things down below so you guys can get what I have. Shake it up and just lather it on. And while I'm cleaning the car, I'll let these soak. And there's the air compressor. It's done. Let's go clean the car. Alrighty, air compressor's all ready. We're gonna go ahead and take the nozzles. Alrighty, so I just blew my car out of all the dust and stuff, but I'm back to the bearings. We're gonna flip them over and lubricate the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, you might have a lot more bearings, and that's totally fine. Just use the stuff, and it works very well. Now, guys, one thing you might be asking, how do I keep track of everything? Well, I know these are the arms because they're long, and I keep track of everything pretty neatly. Each car has a towel. This is really dirty because Bruce was dirty. And each car has a towel, and I just kind of get it all laid out like this. And that's how I keep track of it. The nuts go there. These go there. I do clean all of these, but I clean them by hand. I don't put them in a bucket. And the C-clips go right there. That's basically how I organize my stuff. All right, after Bruce's spray down, that's done filling up with air. Now it's time to get it wet. If your car is not waterproof or water resistant, actually, fun fact, there's nothing known as waterproof. Everything's water resistant. If it says waterproof, it's not. So let's go and get this wet. If your car is not water resistant, do not do this step or you will ruin the electronics. Just take them off. So now I'm going to drench the car in Simple Green and clean it all up. Literally, when I mean drench, it's going to be drenched. You don't want the electronics to sit for too long. You want to do this pretty fast, or else you could have some electronics problems. Get every little crack and cranny. Even my brand new bumper. Gotta go. Alright, I'm gonna undo the camera so I can switch hands because my hand is starting to cramp up. Alrighty, everything's done. It's dripping and that's good. Everything's literally drenched to max. Now, time to rinse it off with the hose. You can literally take your hand and put your thumb over it, and that's enough pressure to get it all clean. Let's do this. Yeah, I kind of ran it over. Alrighty, now that I'm done rinsing it off, looks way better. These look way better, but it's not done. Now, I'm not going to guarantee it's going to look brand spanking new, but it'll look pretty close. So, if you don't dry off your electronics by now, you're gonna have a problem. Let's go. Okie dokie, I just got done with the air compressor and Bruce is looking more blue. So Bruce hasn't gotten his chassis painted in about 5 months and it's about time. You can see the paint starting to chip. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that a different day and I'll show you guys how to do that another day. But for now, this is how Bruce is looking. Mighty fine, mighty Bruce, mighty blue. So now that it's all dry basically, we're gonna go ahead and get a microfiber towel, put it with Simple Green and get all this extra dirt off. Now, once the towel's nicely damp, you can go ahead and get in the spots where really the hose couldn't really get much. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those spots. Basically just going around the car again and drying it at the same time. Get some of that dirt off. Some dirt just can't get off and that's totally acceptable. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Get those drive cups and the bearings around here. That is very important, guys. Okie dokie, so it started a little bit drizzling outside, which is totally fine. California needs it. But I brought Bruce inside and he's looking already fabulous. Put these up in the air. Just helps me clean the center chassis. But we got there and Bruce looks pretty dang clean, not gonna lie. But we're not done yet. We gotta do some more things like the tires. So let's go ahead and do that. That's outside, so we kind of have to do this quick. Now, for people that don't have this kind of Simple Green or a bucket of it, the spray does work perfectly fine. You'll just have to spray it down into it and get a brush or something, that helps. But if you don't have a brush, you don't need it, don't worry. But for the people that do have a lot of Simple Green, that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and do 2 for the bucket and 2 for some people that don't have the bucket. Now, people who have a bucket of Simple Green, roll up your sleeves because you're gonna need that. And go ahead, take your tire. This has to be quick. You don't want water getting in the holes. I'm gonna go this way, hold on. Gotta get your hands in there, like this. It's gonna be pretty cold. Just do this. Now, you're gonna take a hose and pressure them off. Pressure all the Simple Green off of it. And guys, this isn't plugged in, so don't worry. Alrighty, I went ahead, washed them all off. At this point, your parts in here should be done. So I'm gonna go ahead, find the towel, and pick them up. That is freezing. Looks like we lost one. Fun. Let's Go ahead and reach down in there. Try to grab it. Oh, this is really cold. There we go. Okie dokie, so I have the rag there all in. I wrung the rag out, so it's not really that soaked. I'm gonna go ahead and get this bearing off. This one's kind of stuck, so let's go do that. This is gonna be pretty easy to do. I could literally probably hit it with my hand, but that would hurt. So let's go ahead and tap it. And we're good. It's off. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go ahead, undo these and go ahead and clean the drive shafts out. Now keep in mind, not all cars have drive shafts like these, but some do. So I'm just gonna take the pin out. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Hold on. Alrighty, I took the pin out right there. Take that off and kind of just hit that piece out. It sometimes falls out, or you're gonna have to push it out. See, it's already kind of coming out. Push it. Alright, there's the black little piece. And we'll go ahead and clean them. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna just literally take our microfiber towel that I wrung out, full of Simple Green, and kind of just run it up and down the rag. Or run this up and, yeah, you know what I mean. Just do it with every drive shaft. See you guys in a bit. Okie dokie, all the drive shafts are clean to the side. Now let's go ahead and clean out these little parts right here. I actually don't remember what this is called. I remembered like 2 seconds ago, then I forgot it. Alrighty, doesn't matter which drive shaft goes to what, you just need the parts. And there's my brother, thunk. Let me guess, he fell. And there's one drive shaft put together. Simple as that. Alright, I'll go ahead, put all the other ones together, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, drive shaft built. Now, this arm always has this red drive shaft because that's where I got it from, and I kind of want to keep it that way. So, I'm going to go ahead and push this back a bit, clean it out with my hand. Kind of get most of the grime out so it's nice and smooth, and then we'll go ahead and clean it off. Alrighty, so there's Bruce's arm, put almost fully back together. I did make both of the hubs plastic on the other side as well. I did that because it's time for some new ones because it's starting to have metal shavings come off, and that means it's time for new ones. So we're gonna go ahead, put the arm on, and order him some new hubs because he needs some new ones. I don't know what else to really say. These are kind of stubborn, so I'm gonna probably need a hammer. Okie dokie, took a mallet, hit it in, and we're good to go, basically. Alrighty, just did the other half as well. Can't really see it, bam, just did that. If you guys have any skid plates, undo them, and there's secrets underneath that you might want to know and might not want to know. So let's go ahead, undo our skid plates, and this is where we clean the underside of the car. As you can see, got wet, but it wasn't cleaned. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna have every part of the car cleaned, not just one half. I can already tell since there's dirt coming out of the screws, that means it's gonna be probably dirty. Let's go ahead. Not that bad, just a little bit of grime right there. Not bad at all. Go ahead, clean that off. Clean this off. Now I'm not gonna lift up the skid today because I have to take off the whole center skid, and that's too much work. I do that if I'm gonna do a deep clean. So let's go ahead and put these screws back in. Alrighty, I can tell there's already a screw missing, so that means that wasn't put in properly, but it's okay. We can do this. Now some screws are coming out, which isn't good, so that means I'm gonna probably put some thread locker when I find some thread locker. I don't know where my thread locker went, but we'll find it soon, hopefully, one day. I'll probably just order some when I'm ordering Bruce's new parts. Alrighty, epic. This one was a bit more dirty because most of the dirt actually gets kicked up into the rear of the car, so I don't blame it, and it's not that bad actually. So I'm actually amazed how nice this is, but also not really amazed because I thought my bearings would be totally fine, but they weren't. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down the underbelly. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, there's Bruce's underbelly. We're gonna go ahead and finish these up and we're done. I lied, we're not done. Gotta clean the tires, then the body, then we're done. Alrighty, the other side was complete. Now it's time to move on to the tires, so let's book Bruce out of here. See you guys when all the tires are on, I guess, because, yeah. Alright, so if you did the bucket of simple green tactic, these tires are those. And really all you need to do is take your microfiber towel and dry them off. It's really not that hard. It ends up getting all the dust off magically, and you just gotta go like this. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and pretty nice to do. But if you did not do that, we're gonna have to do it a different way. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so if you were to do it the other way, it's not that much harder than the bucket thing, and it kind of cleans it the same. There's before, there's the bucket thing. There's a bit of a difference in the tread and underneath. So let's go ahead and clean these tires off. What you're gonna need is simple green. So we're gonna do one at a time. I'll do one and then it's literally like putting it in a bucket, but you don't got a bucket. Just go like this with a rag. It's literally the same thing, just no bucket and no water. Does the same thing, maybe not as nice of a clean, but it works. Like so. Alrighty, so that's about it. There's that, there's that. Might look cleaner, but that's because that's not dried yet. So yeah, they're about the same. There's really no difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do what I did with the bucket with both of them because that's what I like doing. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, you asked for it. That's clean, Bruce. Not the best chassis, kind of makes it look bad, but that's clean, Bruce, and it's clean tires, I guess. And this works with the muddiest cars. You've seen how muddy I've gotten Bruce before. So let's move on to the body, the last thing. Okie dokie, now is the last step to cleaning an RC car. This isn't Bruce's body, but it's the body I have to clean because I haven't cleaned this since Bruce's birthday. It's got a lot of debris from all the fires in California, and yeah, it's got rust as well. So let's clean this. So cleaning a body is pretty easy. You just take some simple green and you drench it. Sorry about that. That was a washing machine. Now, literally, you'll just drench the body. It's pretty easy. Make sure you get every crack and crevice. Sorry. I'm not good at speaking, and I'm totally okay with that. Alrighty. Now it's looking nice and soaked. You take a rag and you clean it. Sorry, I had to sneeze and had to grab some more rags. Alright, now you just literally go like this. Kind of easier with two hands, but you just kind of clean that off and your body looks nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, do that, and I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. There's really not much of a difference on the top. Okie dokie, that is the first step to the top of the body. We're gonna flip it over and do the bottom. It's the first step as well, and then we'll go ahead and get more deeper into the body so it looks a lot better. So it's actually pretty simple. First step, just spray some simple green. This is literally the first step. It's pretty easy. All right, to reserve rags, just take the same rag, and just clean it off. That's the first step to this half of the body as well. So I'll see you guys once I'm done doing that. Alright, so I just finished. You might be saying there's still a lot of dust and debris on the body mounts and stuff, but that's where the second step comes in. What you're gonna do is spray it down and hose it with the hose. And it's raining outside, so I'll let the rain take care of that. Okie dokie. Alright, Rain, it's all on you now. Okie dokie, now that that's all rinsed off and underneath, you should have a lot more of a clear body. It's not gonna be perfect because bodies are really hard to get looking new, but that's as best as I can get. I'm gonna go ahead and dry it and I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, the body is all dried and yeah, I mean, that's as best I can get it. The white looks way better. That's about really what much you can do with a body that doesn't look dirty on the outside. So let's go ahead and put the body on Bruce, and I guess that's it. Now, obviously, we're not putting that body on. I'm sorry. We're putting this one on. Alrighty, there's Bad Brucey for you. If you want, thank you. Good boy. Sweet, epic. There's good old clean Bruce. Alrighty, so after cleaning, this is what Bruce looks like now. And right now he has his 8S system in because his 12S is not waterproof, but that's what he looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, hit that little like button if you want to. If you didn't, go ahead, give me your honest opinion. Dislike it, I don't care. I'll see you guys on another one, and